So here in Fresno, California, we've got a 2-inch P-trap and a riser right there. Let's just crawl over there and take a look real quick. See if we can get you a picture of this. It's pretty wet on the soil. Got an old vent. Sorry about that. And so we're not going to tear stuff out, but you've got a huge amount of water. Hopefully you can see that right there. So water's rolling off it and dripping down right there, coming all the way through. Let me see. Yeah, it's stapled up in there, so I'm not going to pull it down, but you've got something leaking here, and I'm not sure whether it's the pan or the plumbing. You've also got a little bit of scale going on right there, so potentially this fitting needs to be replaced, and I'm not sure what's going on there. Unfortunately, let me see. There we go. Oh, so that's what you've got. Huge problem. You can see that. So the subfloor is completely corroded. The drain, it's hard to tell where it's coming from, but everything is corroded in there. You need to pull the whole thing back and try and get in there and see if the drain itself is bad or whether there's a fitting below that's not functioning correctly. But I'm going to shut the camera off here and take a closer look, or maybe I'll just keep filming and see what you see. But so yep, hard to tell what it is. It's separated. It's cracked off. I bet you that's cracked completely, separated. So right up there, if I move this, yeah, you can see. So it's completely separated. Right up in there where all that whitish looking stuff is, it's separated, and so that drain would need to be replaced. So we're gonna get out of here and show this to the homeowner and go from there. So we're here in Fresno, California. We just finished repairing a drain line. Old parts are over there. You can see there is it's a Fernco band, solid rubber, and then on the front of that T, in the previous video that we showed you, there's some scaling, so I don't know if it's leaking or not. And then the trap, you can see it's scaled and damaged. It had separated all the way at the top. Don't know where that piece is at right now, but anyways, it had corroded the whole floor. You can refer to the first video on that, or we might combine these when we're done to show you a complete before and after. Anyway, so we cut it out, we replaced everything. So we got a new 2-inch coupling here, 2x2 by 1.5" sanitary tee, a little 1.5" coupling tied back into the vent. So it's all hard pipe now, no fittings like you see down there, that Fernco van, nothing like that going on. So it's all glued, brand new P-trap, solvent weld up to, what we got here is a strap. We just don't want to, when we go to glue this drain on, we don't want the pipe to push down, so we strapped it. And then also we foam wrapped it, because when you strap plastic against wood, hot water rolls down it and you might get a ticking noise. So anyways, you got strapped top and bottom, strapped real good. It's cut. You can see the framing we did from underneath. We went ahead and built a gusset. That's this 3/4 plywood that goes the length of the pipe all the way to the corner, and then all the way to this end. It's a 4-foot piece, just because this framing member on the top, there's a portion of it that's a little corroded. Same thing on this side, just because it's the opposite side. What we want to try and do is frame this in here, especially around the drain, for support. And so same thing on this side. It's a 4-foot piece. I can't spin around and look at it because I'm sitting on this side. And then additionally, 2x6 framing, starting at the back corner, and then coming all the way over. Same thing there. You can see 2x6 comes all the way down up into here, and it is screwed. They're 4-inch screws. This is just tacked on for that 3/4. It's just tacked on there with 1.25" screws. That's to space it out so you can get these 2x6 on there, because this is the silent floor, so it's got a little lip right there. So 3/4 fills it out. We did additionally go ahead and block the end, and then came out about 14 inches. Second block, third block, and then the end of the plywood. That way, when we put this plywood down, we got nice, good support in the middle of the floor. Additionally, Over here, we'll take a look in a minute and see if anything needs to happen. I don't think so. We'll take a look in a minute and see. I'm not going to take a video of it because that's not in the scope of our work. But we'll look at it before we get this button up just to make sure nothing else is going on. So we're still here in Fresno, and we looked at the next bay over. You can see our existing plumbing. We took a picture of this already, but you can see, our plumbing's all in and tied in, lines over there. We took some time to really frame in. You can see all the cross members all the way back to here, and then of course 2x6s up along 4 foot all the way out. So we boxed it in real good. Unfortunately, we got in here and we found a lot of got some mold going on down here. Talked to the homeowner. It's kind of spongy. So right in here, we told him you can either go in and demo the floor out in the toilet area, and then also into where the double sink, the double lavatories are at, and so all the flooring would have to come out and whatnot. So we suggested we could come in here and just take a couple more pieces of plywood and fur out the side of this silent floor, and then go ahead and get a couple of framing members in there. So you can see the damage is about right there. You can see it. So we got one center seam, not center seam, but the seam of the plywood is right there. So we're picking up this side where you can see the damage. It's supporting the floor now. And then also one next to it about 16 inches away, closer to the center of the drain. So that's supported as well. You can see perhaps was not the best design. You got some pretty long silent floors in here, 20 foot long, and you can see they've got some diagonal bracing, some 2x4 all the way down to help support the floor. So, honestly, we put this stuff in. I don't know what this is doing right here, and you can't see it because there's no light. Someone put a piece of pipe in here to hold the floor up. That's funny. What I would like to see is another pony wall like that over there. And again, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know how far these silent floors can go before you need, another pony wall there with a retaining wall, or even pier blocks. Pier blocks and then a girder, and then framing up, the floor to get to support it. Anyways, that's not my scope of work. So we talked to him, said we'd go ahead and frame this in to give it a little bit more support. Everything down here looks good, and we'll tuck this insulation back up. Outside of that, this installation is done.